Good morning, good morning. I'm back from my trip from Atlanta. I'm still sleepy, but I did want to give you, like I promised, a quick overview of the Megabus. Okay, first off, I took the night bus in from New Orleans to Atlanta, and I arrived at 9:30, and the bus actually got there 10 minutes till 10. So we loaded. It was raining, storming. Um, the Megabus does pick up on a street and not in a location where there's a building or anything. The one in New Orleans picks up off of Rampart or St. Claude, depending on what side of the street you're on. Um, and Elysian Fields. So, with it being right there on that corner, there is a couple of things open across the highways from where the pickup is. But if you go into those establishments, you have a chance to have to run back, and it was kind of storming. So, I actually sat in my ride until it actually arrived. Once the bus arrived, the process to check in and get on the bus is fairly quickly as long as you have your ticket out or on your phone, as long as you have your itinerary pulled out on your phone from the Megabus with your reservation numbers on them. Then once you have that, then you check your luggage right there. They just ask you where you're going. They look at your ticket and you get on the bus. Everything fairly took, even standing in line, which I was probably like the 11th or 12th person in the line. Um, that took maybe at the most 5 to 10 minutes. After me getting on the bus, you then determine if you want to go downstairs or upstairs. And with me being one of the first on the bus, I decided to stay downstairs and closer because I was traveling by myself. I decided to stay closer to the bus driver, but usually I'll go upstairs and get a seat upstairs because either way it's pretty quiet. Upstairs, usually if you just tired, sleepy, want to sleep, it's usually quieter upstairs than being downstairs because a lot of movement happens downstairs to me. Well, once everything was boarded, we pulled out at 10 o'clock exactly. Um, so if you would have arrived at 10 o'clock and got all your stuff out, you probably would have been running to catch the bus because we left exactly at 10. Um, on the road, you have to make sure you bring your essentials of things that you need, especially going um, driving overnight. You tend to just want to sleep, but being that you are on a moving bus, depending on how you feel, I brought a book, and I'm going to go over all the essentials and stuff that I brought. But that pretty much kept me going until about mm, third, the third of the way into the trip, and then I went to sleep. Once we arrived in Atlanta, we did arrive maybe within the 2 to 3 minutes of what time we were supposed to be there. I got off, and it wasn't a problem. Our luggage was already set out, waiting for us. And when we got off the bus, it really wasn't a hustle or bustle. It was either you have your transportation there because again you are dropped off, and in Atlanta it's kind of nice. You're dropped off in front of a MARTA station, which is pretty good because if you are familiar with the transportation methods in Georgia, a lot of it is the train, so you can get pretty much anywhere you need to go in downtown, midtown, or Buckhead areas, even North Springs and Dorville with the train. So that was pretty convenient because my hotel was in Buckhead, so it was very good. Now, on my way back on the Megabus, um, being that my bus left for 6:10 in the morning on Sunday, the trains don't start running till 6 o'clock on Sunday. So that was a little difficult. Luckily, I had went out Saturday night and we were just coming back in that the people that my friends that I rode with, and all y'all know the Love and Life crew. If y'all listen to us on Blog Talk Radio, well, Raji Love actually was with me and brought me back to my hotel after we went out that night to celebrate Mahogany's birthday. And y'all hear about all this on some of my other YouTube videos, or even if you listen to us on Blog Talk Radio. But he brought me to the actual place that they were picking us up. And once we arrived, which we arrived there at about 5:50, and my bus was already there. So looked like it had been there a good little while because there was no line or anything. So we had to rush to get on the bus. Well, I had to rush to get on the bus. And it only took a good 5 minutes. They loaded everything. I had my itinerary on my phone, showed it to them, got on the bus, and the bus pulled off at exactly 6:10. So with that, there was no complications or anything. I loaded up my Kindle, read a third of the way, then slept the rest of the way into New Orleans. Arrived in New Orleans at 1:45, which stated that that's the time we were supposed to arrive. They unloaded us. We got off the bus. My ride was there waiting, and I made it safely. So I had no qualms. The outlet worked. The Wi-Fi worked. The bus was clean. It was nice. I never used the restroom there, so I don't know. When we did our 30-minute pit stop at Arby's, that's when I got off and decided to use the restroom and those type of things and stretch my legs and everything. So my experience was not bad. That was my third time riding the Megabus, and every time I have rode in the Megabus, I never had any complaints. I missed the bus twice, and I cannot blame the Megabus for those 2 times that I missed the bus. I can only blame myself. And each time that I missed the bus, it wasn't going to my destination; it was coming back from my destination. So, needless to say, that was on me. But because they do ask that you be there 15 minutes before time. I have heard some horror stories, and I have heard some good stories, but I was looking on YouTube for some stories for myself and the reviews. Their customer service was very rude. But with my experience, and I was gonna, change my ticket to the next day, but you need 24 hours to do that. And if I would have known when I first got there, then I would have had done it within that 24 hours. But when I decided to do it, it was the last minute, so I would have had to buy another ticket. So I just decided to come back home on my regular scheduled day. Plus, I had other things I had to do back home anyway. So that was my trip and my trip in general. If you have any other trip, if you had any trips on Megabus and would like to share your trips on Megabus with me, please leave your comments below. And if you have any questions or anything that you would like to ask me, you can leave your questions below. And thank you so much. And that was my trip on the Megabus. And I'll give you my essentials next. And after my essentials, I will do my packing trip for the Megabus in a weekend destination, as well as give y'all a little more update on Love and Life.